I think it's about that time.
Go outside and finally figure out what the inside of a vagina feels like?
Look, man, I don't need any more shit from you, okay?
Blow-up dolls don't count, jackass.
Don't you dare talk about Rachel that way. I mean, the Vanquish. We're reviewing Vanquish. Quick, start the video. You play as Sam Gideon, a DARPA operative armed with an augmented reaction suit. Your mission is to stop a section of the Russian military who are using a captured space station as a giant solar cannon to destroy highly populated cities in the US.
Oh, those wacky Russians at it again!
The best way I could describe the story is that it's dull. Sure, it has its twists and turns, but nothing really happens that would spark an interest of any sort, which is contrary to the gameplay, but we'll have to get to that later on. One thing that really deserves a mention is the voice acting, and I do advise people changing it to Japanese. And it's not because I have some sort of obsession with Japan, it's because of two main factors. One being that the writing is 3 layers of cheese, and 2, the English voices are so stupidly growly that it will make your ears bleed profusely.
No time for pissing in the wind. Let's go.
Gladly.
Kiss my ass. Last but not least, the amount of cutscenes in this game is a bit overwhelming at times. You do something, cutscene, you do something, cutscene, 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 cutscene.
I'm okay.
Seriously, Platinum, the fuck? I've been only playing for 5 minutes, chill! Thank fucking Christ you're given the option to skip all of them, cause I'd rather have exhilarating gameplay than watch these two assholes try to sell the gay tension that's between them. The visuals are pretty impressive. For a game that was released back in 2010, it looks really nice. It's amazing how the developers managed to pull off so many things happening on screen without making the game run like a screensaver. Plus, it has well done dynamic lighting, and there are tons of little details in the background that are very easy to miss when you're handing out ass whoopings like it was candy. The only aspects that are kind of lacking in terms of graphical fidelity are the shadows, cause honestly they look like somebody decided to go through them with a cheese grater, and the textures. Some of them look, well, lack of a better word, like shit. Look, man, I don't even like video games all that much. All I'm doing this for is to support my wife Rachel.
The fucking blow-up doll!
Design-wise, it's a very highly advanced futuristic setting, and it is nicely put together, but I wish it had just a bit more color because the game can look sterile at times. But who knows, maybe that's the look they were going for. Sound-wise, it is done to a decent level. Not to the point where everything sounds like a pea shooter, but also not to the point where it will make you block out the sun with your semen. No! As for the music, it's just a bunch of electronic tracks blasting in the background. Boring and forgettable. So put on some music that's of your liking, crank that shit up to 11, and you're all set to go. And this is where the main course begins. And I'm fucking starving, man!
Monsieur, may I recommend the shit sandwich?
The gameplay basically consists of you running through everything from corridors to big open areas blasting robots that get in your way. Now, the very first thing that needs to be addressed is the movement. Your character has a slide ability, which contributes to the game's fast-paced nature. This tool gives you so much mobility and control of your character, which makes the fighting all the more enjoyable, because you have to solely rely on your reactions to hop from cover to cover and avoid incoming enemy fire.
Damn! That shit good!
This game also uses a cover system, which you would think to be intrusive and break the pacing of the game, but it doesn't. It's only used in very short bursts, because hiding behind cover can get you killed due to enemies flanking you, throwing grenades, shooting missiles, etc. Constant movement is a must. This game also features a slowdown mechanic, which adds even more to the game's stylish combat, fun factor, and it is vital when it comes to getting the upper hand and surviving huge firefights. In regards to the weapons, they're all pretty satisfying to use. They feel powerful and have a good sense of impact.
Yes! Yes!
Furthermore, you're given a decent amount of them to keep things interesting. There is an upgrade system for your guns, but it is very simplistic. If you pick up the same weapon you wield now, and if it has a full ammo clip, you'll get that firearm's rank raised, which slightly alters the gun's appearance and enhances its certain attributes. Sometimes the enemies drop upgrade cubes that speed up this process. On top of that, every single weapon has its own dedicated melee attack. The way these moves work is that they're really damaging, but it depletes all of your energy, and your other abilities such as the slide and slowdown are also assigned to the same bar. Thankfully it recharges over time, but that means is that you really have to pick your targets if you want to devastate a foe with a melee attack. You can't really upgrade Sam's abilities themselves, but I don't really think it's all that needed, simply because he's already in control of a state-of-the-art DARPA suit. Every time you finish a stage you get a rating, which incentivizes you to get better scores the next time you play, which is a nice system to have because it gives the game an arcadey feel to it. What I really want to talk about are the action set pieces. This game is absolutely relentless when it comes to injecting adrenaline into your bloodstream. You're punching Gundams, buildings are falling apart, giant spaceships are crashing into nearby terrain. This game is just nutty when it comes to hyping up the player, and the best part is that it all happens in-game. You don't have to watch the dumbass cinematics for cool stuff to happen, and I appreciate that. In terms of difficulty, the game never feels bullshitty or stupid. It always seems to be fair and balanced. However, there is a learning curve and it can be pretty intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's a blast. The campaign is relatively short. It's only 7 hours on your first playthrough, but on the other hand, it never overstays its welcome. So, now that I've gushed over this game for the past couple of minutes, it's time to piss off some people as well. The boss fights. Don't get me wrong, they're well thought out. The only problem is that you find yourself fighting the exact same boss like 3 times, making the game seem less varied. On top of that, remember when I said all of the cutscenes are skippable? Well, that's only partially true. There are these sequences where the game stops, only allowing you to walk in a very slow pace, and it puts you in Sam's visors. Which makes no sense because his visors are on the area where his mouth is supposed to be, and his eyes are covered up, so how does he even see anything? I don't fucking know, game stupid. The point I'm trying to make is that it forces you to listen to character conversations, aka taking control away from the player. And I know why this is a thing, because originally this was a console exclusive, and this was most likely used to mask load times, but come on dude, I'm on PC. Couldn't they give in these sections the Metal Gear Rising treatment where you can skip voice comms? I don't want to sit here and listen to these two talk about their closet homosexuality problems. And I know I've been dragging on the gay thing just a bit too much, so let me give you this little disclaimer. There's nothing inherently wrong about being sexually attracted to the same gender. So long as you're not breathing. Get out. You're fired. You didn't have to blow her up. So yeah guys, I have to finish this review quick, cause I have to leave the facility. Plus I heard they're in the process of sicking dogs on me. Anyway, to end the shit flinging, I have to mention the credit sequence. Why did you guys think it was such a good idea to implement a mandatory minigame that takes like 10 minutes to complete every time you finish the game? I paid for your game, dickwads. That's enough gratitude from my part. Vanquish is insanely fun, and is definitely worth multiple playthroughs just because of the sheer enjoyment factor. It's a very good port too, with unlocked frame rates and higher resolution options available. All of your PC gaming master race needs! You should get cancer, honestly. I encourage everyone to buy this game, especially now with the €20 price tag. So yeah, make this purchase. You're missing out on a forgotten gem. But I told you to get the fuck out! Okay, bye! I want that guy dead!
That's a good doggy.